Hey everybody, welcome in. My name is Josh. This is the Gaming Joy channel. We're back on CalmLands. We're kind of up at our farm. We're actually up pretty early this morning. It's let's look at the clock. 7:30 in the morning. We've been up for about an hour, and we've been running some silage. As you can see, our numbers are up a bit, which does mean we do have what we wanted to do last time, which was get that extra field. So let's get that field first, and I'm going to talk about what's going on. Farmlands, not that one, obviously. We wanted to get this one. Buy, yes. And if we get some extra money, I don't know if we will, but if we get some extra money today, maybe we'll actually go over this one too. I kind of want to you get this whole meadow area and go from there, but we'll see. But we do have some other things to do, so let's stick with this one right now. We'll do half the field and we'll go from there. The next piece to do is get our little swather down at the field to start mowing. But actually, we can't start mowing until we cut down those last few trees in the border, and we can, because that's where they were. Now, actually, down this hill, this little range, I'm actually doing a little bit of setup this morning. I got out the Fiat and I cut down some trees. There's 2 trees right here on the corner. I think what we're gonna do here a little bit later on is we're gonna put in a little shed. I think I picked out a shed that I like. We're gonna put in this shed right here. Put it in kind of like right here, the bottom of the hill. So we do have like some place to store some extra equipment, but it isn't far away. And we'll probably end up putting our swather here because, you know, it's huge. That shed's actually pretty cool because you can remove the sidewalls. I've never seen a shed like that, and I thought that was pretty fancy. We did talk to the dealership overnight into painting our Fiat black. It was a really, really tough conversation, in all honesty, because they did not want to paint it black. They were kind of fighting me tooth and nail on it, but I offered them a little bit of money and they said okay. They weren't willing to do it, and they told me that it's voiding my warranty completely if I paint it black because it's not Fiat colors. So is what it is, but no more warranty on it. But then again, who cares? As you can see over here on my right side, I do have a new field. The new field we started last time, all ready to go. And it's all planted in canola. Now, it was really funny. I realized after everything was said and done that I had said verbally that, oh, what should we plant? We haven't planted canola yet. Let's plant canola. But it turns out we actually have 2 fields of canola. Northern Sim Farm Field and Krusty's Meadow are both planted in canola now. It is what it is. We'll plant something else next time. But we do have 2 fields of canola growing at different rates. Here's the black Fiat. Doesn't that look freaking awesome in all black? Yeah, that looks awesome. And we do have those 2 trees we cut down earlier, but that's no big deal. We're just going to come down here, get the rest of those trees done. And then we can start mowing. While we're doing that, as you can see, our money is jumping up because we do have the white driving around selling. Now, we have come to like that tractor and not like that tractor. It struggles a lot with the hills, especially when pulling implements, but pulling trailers, it seems to do okay. So I think we're just going to restrict its movements or something like that. We're going to restrict its movements to just trailers and towing things around and maybe the fertilizer, and we'll keep it until we can upgrade to something better. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and cut down these trees. And just these little ones right in front, right? We're going to go up to the hill here. And get this one too. Now that we own this land. And this will give us a little bit of money, and maybe this will help us build a shed, and if I'm really lucky, a house today. We're still sleeping on a bench outside one of our sheds, which is pretty cold, and it's getting into October, so the seasons are starting to kick our butt as far as temperature goes. And there's the last one. And we'll have to talk our stump grinding company to come in. They'll probably charge us about $1,000 to grind those stumps. And we can go from there. But you've seen enough of this forestry stuff before. Let me finish up and we'll go from there. You're back. So we're up at the sawmill with that first load of logs, and we do have a little bit of money. So I think I'm gonna, instead of just selling everything, I'm gonna start buying things. So we're gonna buy this sawmill. I don't know. I think it just makes planks. Planks sell really good on this map. We may end up getting the carpentry as well, but for now we're just gonna buy the sawmill so we're not losing money anymore. And so instead of dropping off the carpentry, we're gonna drop off over here at our own sawmill, which is now a production. Yay! That's pretty cool. So we got rid of that. We've got 13,000 liters of planks in there, and then let's go check out that production. I've never seen it before. Wood planks, it's already activated, makes planks wood chips. Standard recipe, seems to run pretty fast. Cool. Alright, let's jump back over and finish loading up those logs. Looks like we might have one, maybe 2 loads of logs left. So I'm gonna drive this thing over there and then get back to loading. right there, when we're going to let the cameraman go off and deliver that wood. We did get the stump company to come out while we were delivering the last load of wood, and they got rid of all the stumps. We're going to come up here, park this guy right here for a minute. And we're going to get to mowing. We do have to pay the stump company. Oh, and actually we already did. So we're going to park him right here for a minute. Send this guy off to sawmill. Or not. Maybe I'll drive this one to the sawmill myself. This is a little bit tippy, and I think that the AI is probably going to mess this one up. I'll be right back. Goodness gracious. Alright, we're back from our little sawmill trip. One thing we are going to have to do with this little bit of forest ground here is we're going to have to smooth it out. It's definitely not smooth right along here, and that's going to cause problems for the swather. So let's just get a little bit of smoothing action going on. And then we're going to actually record our course. So I'm actually going to record the course in this tractor this time. Just for the sake of it not being super wide. So we're going to go ahead in here and let's record our new field. So we're going to go here, record, and we're going to drive the border of our new meadow. Oh my goodness. Some rock jump in there. We're going to have to smooth that out for sure. Because it's a meadow, we're going to go pretty much right up to the road. That's okay. Oh, hey, there's our white doing this, keep continuing to do his job. And then I think right about here, we're going to turn and head south. All right. Now the reason we're turning and heading south right here is we want to meet up with the line you can see down the mini map. We want to meet up with the western side of the field, and looks like we got pretty close. It's close enough for now. Again, it's all grass, it's all going to regrow anyways, so it doesn't necessarily matter if we get it perfect. We're going to head over here, and then we're coming up to our southern border of this field. We're going to turn like that. Actually, let's go over here a little bit more. Fix that corner in a second. All right, that's a kind of a messy corner, but we'll fix that with our editing tool. We're going to come back along here and record the rest of the boundary of our map. Now, you can always record in any tractor. You can record while doing work. You can record however you want. All you really have to have is a tractor. And you can record a custom field boundary to then create whatever kind of field you want. Now, because we're not using the swather to record this boundary, it should be able to not have, we shouldn't have to deal with borders or like offsets. And that's the main reason I'm doing it with the tractor, is I don't want to deal with offsets. Come here, last one. And then we hit stop recording, save as CP1, perfect. And we're going to come into our menu. We're going to go into this menu, not this menu. It doesn't work in this menu. You have to be in the worker menu. Click on CP1, and we're going to rename this field. This is going to be FS Dave's silage pit. It's not a silage pit, but we're making silage out of it, and that's all we're doing with it. There we go. Welcome FS Dave to the challenge, and you're making some great content. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to actually edit the field. We're going to fix this point right here. Turn on our basic editing move tools. Just put these points on top of each other. Go all the way over here. Oh. Go all the way over here to this corner and fix this corner too. Yeah, this corner got all kinds of weirdness. So let's do... Sometimes when I click on here, I'm still thinking that I'm doing an auto drive course. And so to move with auto drive, you're using your right mouse button. But moving with course play, you're using your left mouse button. So they're two different buttons, and I keep using the wrong button at the wrong time. Which isn't helping me very much. And of course, you could re-record this whole thing, but I think it's much easier just to edit it and smooth it out. And there we go. Nice big corner. Done and done. And so from here on, we don't actually need our fiat. We can use the swather. So let's park this guy up here. Get out. Let's do another construction menu one more time. See if I can smooth that stuff out. Okay, what's going on here? There was a little, what, hiccup over here? I don't know if you saw it. The tractor kind of jumped. Landscaping, smoothing. Huh. It doesn't appear that it's actually doing anything. That's strange. Oh, I'll fix it later. No big deal. Let's get the swather off, and let's get this thing all going. And so we're going to create a new folder. FS Dave. Okay, perfect. Create a job. Open. 2 headlands is good. Counterclockwise, because we have the swather. It doesn't matter. Clockwise is fine. And we want it to go up and down or left and right. Let's go left and right. Which is that? Actually, that's up and down. Up and down's fine. Whatever. There we go. I'm going to put this over here on this side. Swather. And send him off. So we're going to go ahead and let that swather do his job. As we always do. Start our course by going to the next point. Essentially not starting at the starting point. It's just the way I like to do it. And then we'll let the swather get this field all swathed up. While it's doing that, we're going to go spend some money. Because you know how much I love spending money. So we're going to head back up to the farm. And actually place down our sheds that we've been wanting to be talking about placing down. So hopefully we can place our sheds and maybe farmhouse? We'll see. Let's head up to the farm. All right, we're up at the farm and we've got to do a little bit of work. Let's get into construction mode and start working. So first of all, we're going to kind of zoom out a little bit. We're going to get rid of this shed. We don't need it. It's this one right here. It's pretty cheap, but it's not big enough. We want something bigger. So we're selling that. We're going to sell our sleeping bench because we don't want to be sleeping on a bench anymore. And then we're going to go over and get the shed that we talked about last time, which I believe is somewhere along here. This one? Yes, that one. So there's 2 sheds in this pack. There's this one, which has very tall roofs and those kind of bottom areas. These are very tall. Maybe once we get a harvester, we'll get those. For now, we're just going to do this one. And I kind of like there's just a big fat shed over here along the side, kind of right up against the trees. Can I? Okay. And the only problem with it building in this area is we are right on the edge of the map. So because we're on the edge of the map, we can't get very close to that border. So it's going to be a little bit tricky to place these. Let's go ahead and place that. It's going to be 30k. Perfect. We've got the other workers selling stuff as we speak. The other thing we're going to do is up here on this little plateau, up here is where we're going to place our farmhouse. And it just seems like a perfect location for a farmhouse. And I think we've used this one before. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did a silver run playthrough. And this is the Elk Mountain rustic farmhouse. So we're going to go in here and put this right here. And we're going to come in here. And it's not trying to do any landscaping, which is a little strange. It normally does. That's fine. Leave it alone. And then we'll come up here. So we're going to have to landscape around this one because it does change the land a little bit, as you can see. But it's not bad. So let's come in here. Even this stuff out. All I do actually is level it on that level. To get the grass, maybe from here. There we go. That looks about right. On this side, things are floating, which is not what we want. So let's take this level here. Already calculated our level. This is kind of where we want to be at. And there we go. Oh, last corner of the house. Get our level from here. Our level up over here correctly. It's a little too low. And we have there we go. And we have our little farmhouse. Let's create ourselves a walking path to get up to our farmhouse. That seems logical, right? Need a way to get to our farmhouse. So, oops. Dirt path walking up to our farmhouse. Get ourselves some grass back in here. Where's grass? There it is. Perfect. So now we got a farmhouse. We got somewhere to sleep at night, which is great. Got a new shed, so we can store all our equipment. Yay. And while we're in the build mode, we're going to do one more thing. And we're going to try to put that shed at the bottom of the hill. Now, one of the reasons I want this specific shed location is this looks kind of like a flat area. It's not super flat, but it's pretty close. So let's play with some sculpting tools and see if we can get it flat-ish. So let's pick this as our target. Oh, that's too big. Pretty good. I don't know if this is a big enough area for the shed, but it's a pretty good size area. And let's put down the shed. Perfect. Yay. I love that it has lights and you can see them in build mode. It's $10,000 and it's doing a lot of... Okay, so I need to come back. I just let it do it. Boom. There we go. It'll adjust the terrain and we can fix it. But basically we've built this shed right up kind of next to the border, but I don't like the extra border there, so I'm going to come in here and bring the rocks back out. So we've got construction, landscaping, and this. So come over here. I want the rocks to come basically right up to the shed. Like as if we cut away the rocks a little bit to put this shed in. That looks good. We need to adjust it. We can paint it back down to the same rock texture. And then let's soften this up. So this side is all messed up now. Let's make sure it isn't, and make sure the road's not messed up. And the road did get a little bit messed up, but that's okay, we can fix it. Leave the concrete pad only inside. Looks like the concrete pad's a little bit bigger than the shed. We can fix that with a little bit of painting. And a little bit of rest. And there we go. Sorry about that. That was a couple little minutes of painting and whatnot. And this is just kind of a couple things I've been waiting to do. So we got this easy shed here. And the cool thing about this easy shed is this right here. Come in here, click. And it removes the side of the shed, which I think is super awesome. I love the kind of it being open and seeing everything. The other thing that means is if I manage this hill or maybe smooth this hill out, I can come in here and pull alongside the side of the shed. I can pull in the road train trailers or these trailers. I can just pull in and not have to back things in, which to me is perfect. So that's it. Now I got to put everything back. And it looks like this guy's done. He's out of silage, so we're going to turn him off. And then we have to put all of this equipment back. So let me get that done, and we'll jump back in a little bit once I've got everything put away, and we'll let the swather continue going, and by the time we're done, he'll be done. I love this view. Beautiful view. All right, be back. Welcome back in, folks. As you can see, we're over here with the swather. He's kind of got his field done-ish. We still have to kind of bail it up. But I realized that we bought a little bit more land than I remember. Or rather, plot 13 actually has some space above the road, on the north side of the road, as well as over here. Now I know we want to create our field over here, and we already mapped the field boundary for it. But we could also go that way a little bit too, which would make it a little bit bigger. And we do still have more silage being sold, so the white is still doing his rounds. He's out there right now delivering some more silage, so if he has two more full loads, we might get close to being able to buy a plot. Not sure. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and just mow what we can see, or what we have access to, just to make sure we have enough silage growing to going to keep us in some forward movement money. Oh look, there's a tree branch right there that I must have forgotten about. Oh wow, that's totally gonna get like jammed into that rock, cause a problem in about 3, 2, 1, crash. Anyways, you can also see right here this little corner, which was on our first episode when we were carting out the size for this field. This corner was actually part of the original land, or the original, that corner that we couldn't do anything with because it was like, we even have this little corner little tidbit right here on that of the field where we can't actually get anything from it. So it makes sense to go ahead and, you know, mow that now. We probably won't expand these fields. Whether we put something down in this little corner here or not, it's kind of up to us. But for now, I'm just gonna mow what I can. We've got the swather handy. We've got cameraman Josh somewhere over here. I don't know where he is. He's doing something. And then we're gonna, so this is the extent of our land. So if you go over here, you can see there's like a little line, and I went through with a tip from Milk That Hen, who's actually on the next plot over with those trees, or just over the hill. He's on that plot, and that's where he started. And he had this tip that I'd never seen before on, you know, basically just either painting, or he uses a delete function, which I think is only on consoles. I couldn't figure out how to do it on PC, but basically marking the border of your land, being, I went through and basically marked the border as far as I could affect the ground. That was where I stopped, essentially. And so that line is basically the edge of the first part of the ground in which I could paint down grass texture. Obviously I'm getting over the edge, and this is just a factor of farm sim. The way farm sim works is that on any plot of land, you can, as long as you have like one set of wheels on your own property, you can usually hang a bit over the edge and get just that little bit extra. This works really great for grass contracts, where if you're doing a grass contract, like let's say this was a grass contract and this field to my right is the field for the grass contract. If I just hung over the edge just that little bit, with a swather or something big like this, a big mower like this, I can get a good amount of grass outside that grass contract field. And usually that's just meadow grass, but you know what? Meadow grass is grass. As far as the game is concerned, it still produces grass. And when you're doing a contract, that's usually like, you know, 4, 5 extra bales. Like, that's a significant amount. So why not do the slightly extra work to get that little bit of extra grass? I mean, the way I look at it is it's money on the ground that you're either ignoring or you're just not picking up. Because if we just mowed, or rather, if we just plowed this entire area in, right? It's one I'm just kind of outlining now. If we just plowed it in, we wouldn't be able to make any money off of that area. We just plow it in. And if I take all of this grass and convert it into silage, silage is king, then I would actually get $100,000 probably on this map. Probably an entire map, an entire quadrant, I guess, of our, like, entire quadrant here. I'm basically mowing all of 13, and we're only putting a field on part of 13. We might put a second one over here. We might merge the two, who knows. But if I just ignored the rest of this, then I'm just leaving money on the ground, essentially. So it always pains me when I'm watching someone else's video, and I know that people do this just because, especially in these start from scratch kind of, or survival starts, where you're starting with almost no money, and you don't have enough money to buy a mower, but you do want to create a field. So the first thing you do is you mow in the meadow. And for me, like, oh my gosh, there's so many mowers that are like $1,200-1,300 on Mod Hub. Like, you can get just a super cheap mower and a super cheap windrower, or not windrower, forage wagon. Pick up that grass, and even just you just sell it as grass. You're going to make back the cost of the mower and the windrower, and probably a little bit extra to keep you going. So why not take the extra time to mow it? That's the way I look at it. But I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get over and finish mowing this extra stuff that we have access to. Might as well, right? And then get over into our super awesome baling with follow me, and picking up the rest of the stuff with the awesome things that we do. So let's just hand this over to Josh. He's gonna hit us up with a quick little time lapse, maybe some beats, and we'll be back in with the baling awesomeness in 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm waking up to the sound of the northern breeze, some birds singing loud. I can hear the voices from within, screaming deep inside of me. I can feel it crawling down my skin, awakening the animals within. Awakening the animals I'm holding on to the sound, the northern lights and birds singing loud. I can feel I'm getting close to home, like I'm in a tale, scared of the unknown. It's been a long while since I've seen my home. To find myself a place where I finally belong. Bring me home to a place where I belong.
Jumping back in at the end of this mowing session. I really love mowing. If you haven't been able to tell yet, it's like my favorite thing. And we got our swather, having taken care of all of the extra land that we have. Now, as you can see up in the top, we are pretty close to having enough money to buy the next field. Don't think we're going to get there yet. The next field would be 29, and it's 181. We're 158. And we do have to keep in mind at some point in the near future, we're going to have to buy a harvester. So maybe we'll get the next field in the next episode. Who knows? Right now, let's pull up here and park the swather kind of out of the way, because we've got some baling to do. Let's park the swather. And let me jump over to the baler. So we're jumped over to our baler. And we actually had to kick the cameraman out. Which sounds kind of funny. But we had to kick the cameraman out because this trick doesn't work with the cameraman on here. What's the command to reset your counter? I think it's N? Nope. O? Nope. Nope. I don't know what the command is to reset my counter. So we started at 176. Just remember that. All right, so the trick is we're gonna come in here into our new nicely black Fiat. We turn on follow me, and we're gonna go 2.5 meters to the side, 25 meters back. And that's our follow me. And then we're just gonna cancel it real quick. I'm gonna hit B for operating position. Now, what this is going to do is, because I'm a single player, I can obviously only do this by myself, and because I can't stand doing things more than once, that's just, you know, pet peeve number one. I'm going to come in here with the baler, and I'm going to bale this track here, and I'm going to make 240 centimeter bales. And as you see, the Fiat's following along. He's a little bit behind, but that's okay. And our white is still running silage. I think that's his last load that he can run. And as the bale drops, you can see right here, the bale's going to drop to the ground. It's going to be just barely to the side, and he's going to pick it up on the trailer. Now, of course, I'm using an auto load trailer, and this is probably the closest to quote unquote unrealistic as I would get. But in all honesty, this same exact technique would work with a regular loading trailer. So if we're doing round bales, we could use the ArcuSign bale loader. If we were doing square bales, we could use the ArcuSign bale loader. They both work for this exact same technique. I just don't. Those only take, like, the square bale loader only takes like what, 14 bales, and the one I have behind me has 24. So just less trips back and forth to the fermenter. So what this is going to do is this is going to keep picking up bales. See, he's picking up bales. Good job. And so I just keep following whatever, going wherever I want. I don't even have to go in straight lines. And he just has to follow me. And that's essentially what he does. I love the follow me mod, especially when I'm playing single player. And this is one of my favorite ways to do it. And the ultimate way of doing this, I think I've talked about in one of my other videos. But the ultimate way of doing this is doing a double follow me with a tractor with a baler, just like this, a square baler. A tractor, usually a big rig, pulling like a 42, like a 53 foot drop deck with 42, whatchamacallit, 42 bales, all being pulled behind a big M mower with a swath on. So the big M motor's creating the swath, the baler's literally right behind it, baling it up. And so you sit in the front driving the Big M, because that's obviously the one that's fun to drive. And it just follows along behind you, and by the time you're done, you have to stop mowing every, 10 minutes or so when the bale trailer gets full. But you can mow so much grass so quickly using either of the Big M's, the Big M450 or the Big M500 if you can find one. You can just mow so much grass so quickly, and it's just so much fun. And because I love grass, that's what I like to do. But as you can see, this is just a tedious process. I'm going to go here and I'm going to follow, I'm going to go over the windrows that I just created with the swather. He's going to pick up the bales, and then whenever that bale loader is full, I'm going to stop baling for a minute and go dump it out in the forge, our Hessian fermenting silo, and then bring it back. One note on the follow me, you can't make really tight corners. Now I would be able to just do a really small corner here with this tractor, but then I would hit the guy who's following me. So you have to make these kind of big, wide, circular corners like that, so that to be able to keep the follow me going. Because if the follow me guy gets stuck, he gets, just like any worker, he gets stuck. He says, oh, I'm stuck, I can't move, and then he quits. And you have to go through the whole rigmarole of setting it up all over again. This way, just keep bailing by making just a little bit of a wider pass. So again, we'll do the same wider corner. So I could just like hard right, try to take that corner, but he would fail at following that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to loop up onto the land I don't own yet. Ooh, hopefully soon we'll own that land. And then head down over to this path. And that's it. And I'm going to go ahead and bail all this up. And that's kind of be it. So we'll see. We'll head on to the rest of the day. Probably finish up all of this baling. And it's going to be nighttime by the time we're done. And I'll jump back in once we're done with the baling and talk about next steps. I think the next step is going to be to plow this into a field. We'll probably do that tomorrow because, well, there's nothing else to do tomorrow in the game. There's always more to do. I mean, of course. See, I'm just like driving in these weird circles while I kind of change my mind as far as what I want to do. But he'll still follow. He'll keep going. And we'll come back when we're done. See you in a few minutes. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Hey, everybody. This day is getting long. It's getting towards the end of the day. Sunset's actually really pretty on this map. It has these moments where it gets brighter and darker. But as you can see, we also have yeah, we have some more grass that we're working on, just a little bit more. And yeah, so as you can see, we actually did buy that other field. We're on field 29. I went ahead and mowed. I haven't actually even gotten to the field that we mowed at the beginning of the episode. I'm actually collecting this one just because it's farther away, so there's more travel. So I'm collecting this one right now instead of the one that I should have done, and we'll get to that one eventually. And I'm sure that, you know, at this rate, I'm going to be working into the night. But as you can see, we did buy the entirety of plot 29 and we mowed all of it. And so we're collecting like this whole section here. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And unfortunately, I wish you could buy this like little section right here, because then I'd have a nice even spaced thing. Or like, I wish these zones were cut in half or something, but whatever. We'll actually go like this. We'll come around like that. And we'll make a big field, and this will all be grass. So we're cutting meadow, but we're going to plant grass. And obviously we want to plant grass because with grass you can fertilize it and lime it and make it actually grow better. We won't actually plant grass on the other side of the road. We might mow that, but we're not going to plant grass on it. We're just going to plant grass in the parts in the middle. And Yeah. And that's the idea. We're going to have a big, huge meadow. And it's going to be awesome. And I love it. But yeah, this took a little bit of time. It's obviously late in the day. I slowed down the time just a little bit just so I could get a little bit more of this this new field picked up before the end of the day. But in reality, we can just pick it up tomorrow. If it gets too late to do this, we will just pick it up tomorrow. No big deal. But yeah, that's the way it is. And that's what we're doing. So yay, lots of grass. Yeah, grass for days. But I'm going to finish that up and we'll come back in tomorrow or with the next day and see what there is to do. Maybe make this huge field next time. That'll be interesting to say the least. And it'll probably take a lot of time, but it'll be fun to do. So don't forget to come back and see what's coming next. I want to say thank you, number one, to all of the new subscribers. We've had a huge influx in subscribers over the past 2 weeks. And a whole lot of new people to the channel. So again, welcome in. My name's Josh, and I like to break things. I do. And we had a couple really great suggestions in the comments, so don't forget to leave your suggestion down in the comment. But a lot of people really loved that auto drive tutorial and the little bits of tutorials that I've been doing as part of the episodes. So if that's something that you really want to see more of, let me know in the comments below. Maybe what you want to see a tutorial on. I've had some good suggestions for some of the minor edits that I'm making. Like if you look at it from this side, like the Crone big pack, like that's not normally black. How'd you make it black, Josh? And it's actually really easy to do, and I can show you how. And I'd love to show you how because I love kind of sharing what I know. So let me know if you see something I'm doing. How'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Is it hard to do? No, it's not. It's pretty easy. And I'll hopefully produce a few more tutorial-ish videos on how to make that stuff. But as always, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more. A lot of people are new, and a lot of you aren't subscribed. Subscribe for more. It doesn't take you much effort. Share this video with your friends. If you think that my little auto drive video is something someone else wants to see, share it with your friends. Share this episode with your friends. There's like 15 people, 14, 15 people doing this challenge now, and I'll make sure I update the list down below the video. But actually, I should stop this right here. And we're full again. So now we gotta drive this across the map, literally, and go dump this at our fermenting silo. And comment down below. Again, let me know what you liked in this video. What brought you into this video? Who'd you come in from? We've got so many content creators, and we're all sharing links with each other. Who were you watching before you came over to me, if this is your first time? And as always, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.